This is how to fix Marvel Rivals, and I'll get straight into it. I believe there is one simple fix, which across the board would fix many problems which people never talk about and I've never seen someone talk about. Now, what is that, you may ask? Well, during the next patch notes, I believe the devs should not buff anyone. I believe the game is heavily overtuned to buffing characters instead of nerfing them. This results in way more stronger characters, and it ends up being, okay, who has the more meta characters? Who has more characters that can do the most damage? Who has characters who can do the more healing? And while yes, the game revolves around damage versus healing, there also should be some strategy involved. I mean, there's a whole role called strategist. There shouldn't be just characters that solely heal. And for DPS, there can't be auto-lock characters like Scarlet Witch who get maximum value even though they're looking 90 degrees away from their actual target. Did you know that Scarlet Witch has not just a longer reach, not just a longer auto-lock than Cloak and Dagger, but also a heavier auto-lock? My solution to this: flat nerf across the board. Not to all characters, because some characters do not need a nerf. Some are already in a horrible space. They do not need nerfs, but everyone around them should get nerfs. Just talk about one character, let's say Loki. Sure, is he better now? Yes, he was nerfed to the ground, and as soon as he got buffs, his counters to Bucky and Moon Knight are meta. Imagine being in a horrible place for 3 half seasons, being absolute D and F tier by everyone, and then now, once you finally get buffed, your 2 biggest counters, Moon Knight, which makes the game completely unplayable, as Loki, he's now meta. There should not be characters who wipe out an entire other character and make their entire playstyle null and void. And doesn't even apply to Loki. It doesn't even apply to support. The equivalent I can think of is, imagine Loki had runes every 5 seconds, and you're a Black Panther trying to dive in. Sure, you can probably build up your ult pretty quickly with all those illusions up, getting free resets, but you can't kill anybody. Now imagine Loki is S tier, completely meta again. Black Panther's D and F tier. Okay, you can't do anything now, because Moon Knight has gotten 12 buffs to 4 nerfs, if my memory serves me correctly. And instead of buffing weaker characters, we should nerf stronger characters. And the times they do nerf stronger characters, sometimes they do it severely, like Loki with a 20% nerf to his damage and healing. So instead, they should do small nerfs to strong characters, because even the smallest changes could lead to the biggest impact. And I'm not even talking about slaps on the wrist like Daredevil got, minus like 25 HP, because his problem was not his health, it was his abilities and high damage output per second. And I know a lot of DPS complain about this, but supports need to be strong if DPS is high. DPS always complain about heals. Well, imagine if your heals get nerfed, what are you gonna say then? Because even the best of healers, even if it, let's say a Luna and a Loki are on you, Loki shooting you directly with 2 illusions, so that's plus 30 HP per shot, because if you don't know this, Loki gets 10 plus health per shot if it's a direct body hit, and then Luna, let's say she has Snowflake on you, she's healing you normally. You can still get bursted down through that without an ult. Even if you are a tank, you can still get bursted down through that. If you have a backline of, let's say, a Cloak and Dagger and Luna, and let's say there's a Magic diving you, you can still get bursted down, especially the Luna, especially if she doesn't have her right click snowball, because Cloak and Dagger heals are tickle heals. She benefits from her team sticking together. She's not good healing one-on-one. Can she alter a team fight with solo heals? Yes. Solo heals, I mean, she's healing one person. Can that impact a fight? Yes. Is it heavily preferred? No. And a lot of people think supports are immortal, but in order to fairly nerf supports, we also need to nerf their counters, aka dives, and also their second counter, aka pure damage. There is a reason Season 0 was looked upon so well. There are many reasons I won't list, but one of them was, in my opinion, it was better balanced. Sure, you had Loki and Luna, hella Hawkeye running rampant constantly. Look and visualize how many meta characters there were back then to now. Back then you maybe had 4, maybe 5. You had 2 instant bans. Okay, who else? Later seasons, there were more. One season it was hella Wolverine, Loki, Luna. There was always 4 characters. And then new characters got introduced like Emma, heavily overpowered, is still ranked very high after all the nerfs. Daredevil introduced, severely overpowered, got a slap on the wrist. Gambit was introduced, very good. His ult got nerfed by 200. Marvel Rivals, they they have a problem with introducing very strong characters, which is throwing off the whole entire matchmaking of characters. Before, while you had 4 or 5 meta characters with 4 ban slots, now you have like 10 characters that are severely overpowered with only 4 ban slots. And Marvel Rivals thinks the solution to that is buffing characters. Some that don't need buffs, like Hawkeye does not need 16 buffs. He actually has 16 buffs. He does not need 16 buffs. Stop buffing him. The game would be a lot more healthy if every role got nerfs across the board, except for a certain few who definitely don't need it. Like, you don't need an Adam nerf. He's already not good in double support. You don't need to break his legs even more. Like, you don't need a nerf thing anymore too. Keep him as is. And until Marvel Rivals does this, and does this a complete patch of pure nerfs about, let's say, 90% of the characters, you will not have a fun experience in this game, because there's so many meta characters, so many strong characters, so many high output damage characters, so many high output healing characters, that you won't have a fun time. That's why you're getting triple support, because they keep buffing already strong characters, and they're not buffing weak characters. The big solution to triple support is buffing Adam and Ultron to make them actually viable in double support and not lock them to triple support, because that's what the main issue is. They are locking some supports to triple support while making some strong supports already stronger, because so many DPS are strong, so many damage outputs are strong, so many dive characters like Daredevil are severely meta, so much so they're getting banned nearly every single game because how they run rampant in lobbies. And so they're like, okay, DPS, they're being super strong, everyone's complaining about Daredevil, okay, now let's build a counteractive to that, which is Invisible Woman. Let's buff her to make her as strong as Daredevil. And it's as simple as that. You cannot keep counteracting something and hoping it fixes the problem. Adding 5 buffs to one character and saying, okay, this role's really strong right now, this character's really strong right now we need to counteract that by saying this role, let's take one character, give them 5 buffs to make them severely meta. No, you cannot do that. Nerf strong characters, buff slightly to weaker characters, and see where that takes them. Because you cannot have a situation like Loki where he becomes S tier meta, which, side note, I didn't even agree with that he's still S tier before his nerfs, but let's continue. Most people said he was S tier. Then after 1/2 season, he became D and F tier. Meanwhile, his biggest counter in Bucky has been meta since season 0. So this S tier character who was counteracted by an S tier character, not mentioning Moon Knight at the moment, Loki fell down. Bucky stayed the same, even getting buffed from his original point, and so they threw off the counteraction. So now you have one person running rampant without another person trying to counter them. And no, before you say anything, I do not want counters in this game. This will not be like Overwatch, where after the first team fight, your entire team flips to counter the enemy. I want this game fun, like it used to be. Sure, the community is one hell of a problem too, which that cannot be fixed overnight, but the characters can. The game can be healthier than ever before. The devs just need to try to do the right thing. Nerf a lot of characters, do not buff. Do not have these patches, like 2 patches before, where every character got a buff and not one nerf. Hela does not need another buff. Hawkeye does not need another buff. Invisible Woman does not need another buff. Magneto does not need another buff. Emma does not need another buff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, it would mean a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.